Hello everyone, and the channel is with you in search of the best, and today I will tell you about how the first series of Obi Wan Kenobi shook the canon. Listen carefully and don't get distracted. Subscribe to the channel. I looked at the statistics and 94% of people are watching without a subscription. It's not difficult for you to subscribe to this channel, but I will be glad. Click on the like button if you want to continue. Beware, there will be spoilers ahead. The Jedi are being hunted down across the galaxy by Inquisitors, some of whom were once Jedi themselves. Kenobi has a special honor. The Grand Inquisitor himself is on his trail. And not only him. The third sister, the assistant of the Grand Inquisitor, really wants to get to Obi-Wan. Having caught Kenobi, she could climb up the career ladder. Luckily, there is a clue. There is at least one nimble but short-sighted Jedi on Tatooine. The third sister is disliked. Thanks to her strength, she was able to stay in the Inquisition, but her colleagues consider the girl too cruel and obsessed with Kenobi, and the Grand Inquisitor is sure that the third sister will never be able to rise above and earn respect. The Inquisitors hunt down the Jedi very simply. They appear in places that the Jedi are not indifferent to, and begin to behave like Inquisitors. The Jedi, the Grand Inquisitor ironically, immediately begins to itch the code. They manifest themselves, and fall into a trap. Kenobi, of course, is not like that. Obi-Wan tries not to think about the turbulent Jedi past. Now he is an ordinary artel worker. He slowly cuts meat, does not get into conflicts, does not touch anyone. Great survival strategy, but there's a caveat. Kenobi still has nightmares about his slip with Anakin Skywalker. And Obi-Wan is lucky. He is lucky at least twice. First, when it turned out that the short-sighted Jedi who attracted the attention of the Inquisitors turned out to be a student of Kenobi, but did not betray the Master, and then when the third sister didn't kill Owen Lars, Luke's uncle, in a very timely manner. But the little Princess Leia is not lucky. The girl, accustomed to running away from the palace and staring at the ships, once ran away. She was kidnapped by a group of mercenaries acting in the interests of the third sister. She hopes that kidnapping the girl will force Kenobi to come out of the shadows, and it turns out to be right. Some of the crooks in Star Wars are just crazy. Posing as a Jedi while being hunted by the Inquisition to cash in on the refugees. For Haji, this is not a problem. Unfortunately for him, Obi-Wan finds out about the false Jedi. Haja will have to help with the search for Leia. The third sister's trap almost worked. Coming for Leia, Obi-Wan was ambushed, but still managed to save the girl. However, now Kenobi has a new problem. The third sister puts him on the wanted list for all bounty hunters. Of course, you can't hide. Haja turns out to be not so bad. Leia, on the contrary. Due to the princess's suspiciousness, Obi-Wan reveals himself and is forced to use the Force for the first time in 2 episodes and with obvious effort. The third sister is already close, but Kenobi is lucky. Haja finds him first and comes to the rescue. It seems that a more complex character is hiding under the guise of a fraudster. Obi-Wan didn't know for 10 years that Anakin Skywalker had survived. But now, of course, he knows, and we know why the third sister is so eager to find Kenobi. Darth Vader is looking for a former teacher. Apparently, the one who delivers Obi-Wan to him is supposed to be promoted. Personnel changes are taking place in the Inquisition. The third sister still overtakes Kenobi, but she has a competitor, the Grand Inquisitor. This does not bother her sister. Seizing the moment, she thrusts a lightsaber into the chief. The Grand Inquisitor seems to be done for, which is strange. In Star Wars Rebels, he was alive after the events of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Perhaps in the next episode the Grand Inquisitor will be returned to service, or maybe they decided to remove the rebels from the canon. One way or another, Kenobi and Leia still leave the planet. The third sister is indignant. To be continued. And one more thing. Kenobi discreetly wears gifts to Luke Skywalker. For example, ship models. Obi-Wan dug his lightsaber into the heart of the desert, leaving no reference, and found it anyway. Already in childhood, Leia Organa loved a characteristic hairstyle. It was quite harmful. Little Leia obviously runs faster than big Obi-Wan. It is suspected that the third sister is one of the Padawans appearing in the episode's prologue. But maybe not. The second lightsaber kept by Obi-Wan is that of Anakin Skywalker. Then he will be in the hands of Luke. Obi-Wan is not very good at hand-to-hand combat. You need to exercise more often. At some point, Obi-Wan gives alms to a Republic soldier turned homeless. Of course, he was played by Temuera Morrison.